Hi guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I just wanted to show you very quickly some of the wonderful bookish gifts that I was given for Christmas this year, and there are quite a few, so let's just jump straight in. So all of these things were gifted to me by my family and my friends for Christmas, and some of them I asked for, some of them I didn't, but I love them all equally. And first of all is something that my sister gave me, and this is a picture to go on my study wall, and it's a quote from Oscar Wilde, and it says, "With freedom, books, flowers and the moon, who could not be happy?" And I absolutely adore that, so that's the first thing. Then I kind of wonder if people had got the hint that I'd been complaining about the fact that one of my study walls was just completely bare and not covered in anything, because I have my floor to ceiling bookshelves kind of taking up this side of the room and my desk on one side, and then I've just got this kind of big bare ugly wall because somebody else gave me a quote, which is another bookish quote, and it says, "It's impossible to make your eyes twinkle if you aren't feeling twinkly yourself." And this is a Roald Dahl quote, and it's kind of got a dictionary print or a newspaper print in the background, and again I just think that that is very, very cool. I love Roald Dahl and I love that quote. Okay, so on to the books that I was gifted this year. First up we have The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is a book that I heard about from BookTube, and I don't actually know all that much about it, and I'm completely fine with that because I do prefer to go into fantasy books blind. What I know is basically what it says on the back, which is that there is a young girl called Blue, and she has always known that she is going to kill her true love. Her family have always told her that. And then one year she meets a young boy called Gansey, who is a pupil at a local private school, and the boys that go there are known as the Raven Boys. And Blue's story kind of becomes caught up with Gansey's story, and Gansey's story is he's on some kind of quest, and his story involves three other boys who also go to that school, and that's literally all I know about it. I know that some people really love it, I know that some people don't love it so much, so I'm quite interested and intrigued to see what all the fuss is about, because I would never have come across this series if it wasn't for BookTube. So I'm interested to see where interested to see what I feel about the series. And I was also gifted the final book in that series, which is The Raven King, so I just need to get 1 and 2. But I have to say that even if I don't actually particularly enjoy the story, the covers of these books are just beautiful. This is the 4th book, and I just think that they're just stunning. They're just really, really beautiful covers, so they'll look quite nice on my shelf regardless. And then for me and James, my father-in-law gifted us some Ladybird books, Ladybird How It Works books. So we have The Wife and we have The Husband, and these are just really funny satirical books, I guess. They contain pictures which were included in the original Ladybird books with quotes that are meant to represent kind of our roles in life. And I'll just show you the first page on the wife one. It says, "This is a wife. She looks happy, doesn't she? This is because she is on her 2nd glass of wine." And it pretty much unfolds from there. So we both read these on the day that we got them, and they're very, very amusing, and there's a whole host. I think that one of James's brothers got How It Works Zombie Apocalypse, like how to survive a zombie apocalypse one. I think James's sister got Dating, so there's kind of a whole range, but we got The Wife and The Husband. Then from James I got 2 more of the vintage classics Jane Austens with these really beautiful covers. So he bought me Sense and Sensibility and Northanger Abbey. So I already had Pride and Prejudice, so I've just got 3 more to get, but I just absolutely love these covers. I love the covers, I love the French flaps, and then the interiors. And they also have these editions have forwards written by other famous authors. So Northanger Abbey is introduced by P.D. James, and Sense and Sensibility by Francesca Segal, who I'm not actually familiar with, but I'm assuming it's an author because the other ones are. So yeah, got those. And then along the lines of Jane Austen, my father-in-law bought me this huge Jane Austen bind-up which contains 7 of her novels, one of which I'd never come across before, and that is Lady Susan. But this is just a beautiful hardback edition of her books with kind of gold gilding on the pages, and it's absolutely gigantic. It's just the biggest book I've ever seen, and the writing is so teeny tiny. Look, yeesh. but I just thought it's absolutely gorgeous and it will look very, very nice on my bookshelves, which he built for me. So, and then the final books which I was given, James bought me the Winner's Trilogy by Marie Rutkowski. This is the first book. This is The Winner's Curse, and again this is a series of books that I only know about through BookTube, and I know very little because of that, but I understand it's about a young girl who is a general's daughter and she has two roles to play in life. She can either get married or she can join the military, and she decides that she doesn't want to do either of those things. She purchases a slave and then falls in love with the slave, or develops feelings for the slave possibly, and the story kind of unfolds from there. That may be completely wrong, but that's kind of the gist of what I know about these books. And again, it's just a series that I'm really interested to read for myself. I've heard lots of people talk about it, and I'm intrigued to see what I'm going to think about it. And then the final books technically were gifted to James, but I'm going to read them anyway. And they are book 1 and 2 of the second Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. So the first book is The Ally of Law, and the second book is Shadows of Self. And these take place 300 years after the conclusion of the first Mistborn trilogy. I am currently halfway through the third and final book in that series, Hero of Ages, and I just know that I'm going to want to jump straight into that world again. So I'm excited to see what these are about. First of all, it's nice to know, because in the final book that I'm reading at the moment, it talks a lot about how the end of the world is coming. So it's nice to know that Brandon Sanderson returning to the world means that the world hasn't actually ended. As I said, these are set 300 years after the conclusion of those books, and it says on the back, Kelsier, Vin, Elend, Sazed, Spook and the rest may be part of history or religion, but even as science reaches new heights, the old magics of allomancy and feruchemy still have a role in this reborn world. So also they are so much shorter than the other books, so I don't really know much about it other than the fact that it will be returning to a world that Brandon Sanderson has built and created so very well, and I love his style of writing so very much that I'm very, very excited to read these in 2017. So there you go, they are the bookish gifts that I was given this year for Christmas. Do let me know in the comment section below if you've read any of them and enjoyed them, and let me know what your thoughts were, or you can find me on Twitter at JJMcGlynn, and I'm also on Goodreads, but I will leave all of my social media details on the side for you to find me if you wish. I hope that you all had a great Christmas, whether you celebrate it or not. I hope that you are enjoying this holiday season, and I will see you all soon.